We're going to stay in Super though, because I think the first game we need to talk about this weekend is 4:35 Saturday afternoon. Drua finally getting to host their first game in Fiji against the Highlanders, whose struggles we've already gone well into on this podcast. 30 degrees, thunderstorms, 85% humidity. Super on Saturday afternoon. How do you think the Highlanders are going to enjoy that one?
Not too much. And the Drua have obviously targeted this game. They rested a few players last week. They knew they want to put their best team on the park this weekend at home in front of their home. It's going to be electric, the atmosphere. Well, certainly for the home team. Not so sure about the Highlanders. They're going to do it tough. And if the conditions are wet and humid, I think it just brings those two teams closer together yet again. And I think the 450 you're getting at the moment, I'm not sure. I had a look last night. They were 450 last night. If you're still getting that, I think you're getting a nice little Fijian present, to be fair. And I'll take them plus the points now. What are they? 420 now.
They're 420.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't see that I don't think there's going to be a lot of money coming from the
Highlanders,
right? 11.5 if it is. Yeah, and we've talked about it in the past. Drua to trail a halftime lead at full-time bet's been a favourite of the podcast this year. It's only come in once, but I think it will probably still go pretty well ROI-wise. Like, if the Highlanders, if the Drua can stay in the fight for the first 60, you've got to think the crowd and the conditions are going to help them run over the top, right?
The Highlanders have shown they just don't have that, that sort of killer instinct in the last sort of 15, 20 minutes of a few games where they could have won, but they're just really lacking that creativity. This is going to be a great game for 4:30 on Saturday, is it?
Yep, 4:35 Saturday afternoon. And that's the other, like the Highlanders, I don't think, they don't have a lot of points in them. Even we saw against Moana Pacifica, they really struggled, and then it was the last 20. They got a lot of penalties, kicked for the corner, and all the big points came off rolling balls. Really, the Drua, they've got their own issues at line out time and everything like that. But if you give them enough ball, they've got such electric backs. Like the way Habosi's been playing all season, Ravovo in the midfield as well. These guys are going to create opportunities, especially against a pretty disjointed and experienced back line. Surely they're going to score enough points to at least keep it competitive. So,
well, we've said that the Highlanders struggle to create opportunities. And so, as you say, the rolling maul, and that is where they get a lot of their points from. The conditions will probably favour them in that. But I just think the Fijians are going to rise so much from being back home that it's going to be very, very tough. I expect to see that forward pack actually stand up a bit more than they have over the last couple of weeks. I think they were getting a wee bit tired. I think this will give them another boost getting back. So I'm very keen to jump on the Fijians. If you got the 450, you've done well.
Yeah, and their scrums have been very good all season. Like the line-out's been a massive issue, but they rested both starting props last week, or I don't know if maybe one of them's got an injury, but they both went in the team for the Blues. So the Highlanders scrum wasn't, should we say, quite at the level of the Brumbies. So I think they'll at least be able to get parity in that area and give their backs a pretty good platform if there is a few drop balls and everything in the humidity. So yeah, I don't know, obviously the Highlanders can win this one, but I think you got to be on the plus and the big price. Like Highlanders plus minus 11.5. That's a big
not a team that's only won one game this year, and as you said, did it in pretty unconvincing. The rolling maul that we've seen so much of, and the Drua will be aware of that, and they'll be trying to sort of combat that as well. So. Sign me up for the plus in this game for sure. And I just think that last week for the Highland this season, they've just lacked that direction. I think Hunt's definitely not, they sort of threw all their sort of everything at him, and he hasn't really lived up to the expectation this year. He's had probably one or two good games, but on the whole, he's just lacking direction. And they had him at 15 and Banks at 10 the other day, and neither of them really gave the team any sort of direction. And a lot of kicking. It was like sometimes that game was like a bloody force back, game of force back. Hey, it was just jeepers. So I think, and they're struggling. So Aaron Smith will probably be back, so it's going to be a big in. And I think McKelly too was also back. I think he's been pretty good.
That is a big in.
Yeah, for like a team that has struggled. But sign me up for the plus.
the Drua captain, I think his suspension's finished from the
is
that 3
right.
weeks from when he.
I think it was 4 weeks.
Right.
So
it might be one more. That I guess but he'd be a bit just in terms of keeping a calm head in that atmosphere. Like say it's almost the same as Aaron Smith.
I think I'm pretty sure he was 4 weeks. They wanted to try and make a.
So even still, they're going to get a lot of big ins back. So like, I don't think one out is 4 weeks suspension. But
it's the last week, is it?
Could be. I'm trying to do the math in my head.
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's a shame for him though, just missing that game. But is there anyone else? I think Aaron Smith's probably going to be the key man for the Highlanders, right? And keeping a calm head in what should be a pretty wild atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anyone else you sort of in the forward pack maybe that
maybe Lynch's providing he plays. I think he had a pretty good game. He was captain. Brumby's in a pretty lackluster performance from the team in a whole, but I thought he was pretty good. So if he sort of gets to start again, I think that he'll kind of be expected to just keep the go forward going and put some pressure on at the breakdown and all that, So
I think it's a tight 5.
Yeah, right.
A tight 5. If the Highlanders can get ascendancy in the set pieces, especially the scrum, then they are a chance. But I just can't take them at $1.20. Can't take them minus 11.5. Fiji. I think they're a great bet this weekend.
I'm not sure if I'm just like sort of talking myself into it because of my love for the Drua is obviously well documented, but I do think they're a red hot chance this week. And if it's a 5, even a 10-point game with 20 minutes to go, strap in because it's going to be a fun finish. So looking forward to that one.